If you want to know a man's true nature, don't listen to his words. Corner him, push him, challenge him. Watch what happens when pressure closes in around his throat. That's where the truth comes out. Some men rise, most men crack. And the ones who crack don't even break loudly. They break quietly. Their eyes shift, their breath stumbles, their voice betrays them. That's the moment they lose the room, the argument, the respect. This is why Machiavelli wrote that, in conflict, appearances carry as much weight as reality. A man can be right, he can be logical, he can have every fact in the world, but if he cannot remain composed while the fire burns around him, he loses everything. Confrontation is not about who is correct. Confrontation is about who refuses to be shaken. It is a test of inner stillness, a test of emotional discipline, a test of psychological presence. When someone attacks you, they're not just attacking your words. They're attacking your stability, trying to pull you into the chaos of your own reactions. If they can drag you into emotional noise, you're finished. And Machiavelli understood something brutal about human nature. People do not follow the person with the loudest voice. They follow the person unfazed by chaos. Imagine a scene from a dark thriller. A detective interrogates a man suspected of something dangerous. The detective raises his voice, slams the table, tries to break him. The guilty ones panic. The innocent ones panic too. But the dangerous ones, the ones with power, those men won't move. They breathe slow. They watch. They reply with control. That is what terrifies everyone. Stillness, calmness in a storm is not normal. Humans instinctively fear what doesn't panic. It signals capability. It signals danger. And in a confrontation, staying unshaken turns you into that kind of man. Most people think staying calm is about staying quiet. Wrong. Staying calm is about staying in command of yourself. When someone challenges your intelligence, your reputation, your intentions, you don't flinch. You don't rush. You don't explain yourself like a man begging for approval. You hold your frame the same way a samurai held his sword. Steady, straight, unmoved. Because the first rule Machiavelli used to teach leaders was simple. When others lose control, your control becomes power. Think about a time someone challenged you publicly. Maybe a coworker questioned your abilities in front of others. Maybe a friend made a sharp comment meant to embarrass you. Most men react instantly. Their body stiffens, they talk too fast, they try to fix their image with their words instead of their presence. But real authority is silent. Real authority speaks slow. Real authority doesn't chase validation. It pulls it in naturally because others feel the weight of a man who refuses to be rattled. Let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, a man named Leon was working as a contractor for a company where the boss was known for humiliating employees to establish dominance. One day, the boss singled Leon out during a meeting and said, with a smirk, that his proposal was naive. The room shifted. Everyone expected Leon to defend himself or shrink back. Instead, Leon sat there relaxed, almost too calm. He didn't force a smile. He didn't rush to argue. He just said, "Tell me what part you find unrealistic." That single sentence flipped the entire dynamic. The boss, who relied on emotional intimidation, suddenly looked uncertain because his opponent wasn't moved. That's when the room realized something. The power in that situation didn't belong to the man speaking loudly. It belonged to the man who refused to react. Leon ended up being promoted months later, not because he was the smartest, but because people trusted his steadiness. This is the psychology Machiavelli understood well. People judge your strength not by what you say, but by how you hold yourself when challenged. They look at how slow your breathing is. They watch how steady your hands are. They feel the pace of your voice. Humans are emotional animals scanning constantly for leaders, and leaders are defined by their composure under pressure. Your body is the first battlefield you must conquer. When your heart races, your mind scrambles. You say things you wish you didn't. You reveal insecurity without realizing it. So you must train your body to obey you, even when your emotions surge. Your breathing must stay slow. Your posture must stay open, not defensive. Your voice must slow down instead of speeding up. This isn't acting. This is discipline. You anchor your body so your mind has no choice but to follow. Once you've mastered this, no one can pull you into their emotional chaos. There's a reason anime characters like Itachi from Naruto or Levi from Attack on Titan are admired. It's not their strength. It's their indifference to storms that destroy other men. Their silence is dangerous. Their calmness is a blade. They never rush. They never flinch. That energy is what Machiavelli taught princes to embody, because people instinctively follow the man who looks like nothing can shake him, even if he's surrounded by enemies. Now let's talk about emotions. If someone insults you, your ego jumps. If someone questions you, your pride rises to defend itself. But the moment you act on that impulse, you lose. Taking things personally is the fastest way to give away your power. You must learn to detach. When someone attacks you, you observe it like a scientist, not a wounded child. Is there truth in this? Is this bait? Is this pressure meant to make me react? Asking these questions in your mind keeps you strategic while the other person becomes emotional. You don't join their fire, you let them burn themselves out. Machiavelli once wrote that a wise man acts based on necessity, not emotion. That means you respond based on what will achieve the outcome you want, not what your pride wants. Your goal in any confrontation is not to win the moment. Your goal is to win the war, to shape perception, to protect your reputation, to influence the outcome. Emotional reactions destroy all of that. Calm responses build it. Picture the last scene of a gangster movie. The mob boss sits quietly while everyone screams about betrayal, money, loyalty. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't participate in the chaos. He waits, he observes, and when he finally speaks, everyone goes silent. That is the effect calmness has. It commands attention because it is rare. Most people are slaves to their emotions. When they yell, they want you to yell. When they rush, they want you to rush. When you refuse, you break the script in their head, and breaking the script gives you control. Here's a strategy Machiavelli would approve of. When someone confronts you, let them speak first. Let them reveal everything, their emotions, their logic, their weakness. Let them drain themselves. You stay still, you hold eye contact, you breathe slow. When they finish, you speak with clarity, not to dominate them, but to show that you cannot be provoked. This single behavior shifts power so dramatically, it almost feels unfair. Calmness is not passive, it is an active weapon. When you stay calm, you become impossible to read. People project strength onto you. They assume you have information they don't. They assume you're too confident to be bothered. They assume you see further than they do. And humans respect those assumptions far more than loud declarations. The final piece is consistency. Anyone can stay calm once. Staying calm every time builds a reputation. And once you have a reputation for being unshaken, people stop trying to shake you. They approach you differently. They speak to you differently. They take you seriously before you even open your mouth. A reputation for steadiness is a crown you earn slowly, one confrontation at a time, until one day people describe you with a single word: unbreakable. Staying unshaken is not about pretending. It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastery. Mastery of breath, mastery of posture, mastery of voice, mastery of ego, mastery of perception. You become a fortress made of flesh, a man who walks into chaos and remains untouched by other people's storms. So repeat this to yourself, not as a slogan, as a promise. I stay unshaken, because the world respects the man who refuses to tremble. Power flows to the steady, influence gravitates to the composed, and in every confrontation life throws at you, the calmest man in the room becomes the one everyone follows. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. You can also join my free newsletter for more raw, brutal lessons. I'll see you in the next one.